Welcome to our second little video as we begin to open the club up after a few months of very unexpected drama which has taken us in new directions. And if you happen to call in on Monday, which will be the latest of the staging post of the roadmap, then you'll find a glass of champagne is going to be forced into your hand. I always feel with champagne that the best thing to do is just to give in and drink it. So do call in on Monday, and that's the club's way of celebrating with all of us proprietors the way that we can gather again. And hospitality is opening up, so if you want to stay in the newsroom, there's soup, there's sandwiches. If you want to come for lunch, then come up here into the dining room, which is sadly empty at the moment, but when you've booked your place, don't forget to book. When you've booked your place, then you can come to lunch next week, lunch Monday to Friday or Friday evening as well. The club overall is going to be open from 10 in the morning until 11 o'clock at night, so you can call in if you're passing when you've done the last of your shopping in all the great shops that are still open. But if you're looking for Debenhams, you missed it, it closes on Saturday. So do come back in, because at the very heart of our club life is hospitality, and so this room is going to be open, the newsroom is going to be serving, and it'll be good to see each other. There are still restrictions in place, of course, so don't forget that we still need to keep distance, we need to stay in household bubbles of 6, and we need to act responsibly and wear masks when required, that sort of thing. There's still a few rules, but the main thing is come and drink champagne. Now, there is another important message to give, and that's about how we can still be drinking champagne in a year's time at the club. And for that, I'm going to head off to the committee room. Follow me. Well, I'm standing now in the committee room, which is where the main committee, or the governing board, whatever you want to call it, has met since 1928. Of course, before that, it will have met in quite a similar room just across the road. As we know, this room was really built around Roscoe's bookcases, which are here. So it's steeped in history, and yet it's also got to be the place where we take the club forward. If we're drinking champagne on Monday and we want to be drinking champagne in a year's time and a year beyond that and a year beyond that, then we need to look at what the club is going to look like in that time and how we're going to govern it. So many institutions are coming out of the pandemic looking at how their structures are going to make them fit for purpose in the years to come. And as all proprietors know, we've been engaged in that conversation for some time at the Athenaeum. We know that until now we've had some difficult years as the hospitality industry has changed around us, as people's working lives and patterns have adapted to new ways of thinking and talking and living, and the club needs to move with them so that we can respond to the needs of the 21st century. As I've already said, we'll be open on Friday night. Imagine that, 10 years ago there wasn't evening dining on a Friday night, but now we're adapting to that new pattern. So just as we're changing what we're doing to respond to people's lives, so we need to adapt our governance as well. The changes that we've been talking about really hinge on the people doing them, and we've got spaces coming up on the committee. We need your participation to stand for those spaces. So the closing date is Friday the 21st of May for nominations. We've got a couple of spaces coming up. Please do put yourself forward. Have a think about what you can give to the club, what skills you've got, particularly around management, around marketing, around all the different ways which we need to adapt our skills to get the club going, but also think about what you can get from being a member of the committee, an elected member. So if you're young, it'll give you board experience in quite a complex organisation. If you're been a long time proprietor of the club, then it may be your chance to put something back into the management, and maybe standing for election is not the right thing for you, but you know someone for whom it is the right thing. So please encourage that person to stand. Why not nominate them? Probably best to ask them first. But if they can't speak or hear you, if you don't pick up the phone, then just sign their forms anyway. It'll all come out in the wash. So please do make sure that we've got a good field of candidates for the elections coming up. Closing date, as I said, is Friday the 21st. Do stand, do help shape the governance and the future of this club, because I don't know about you, but I really want to be drinking champagne here, and in fact anywhere, in a year's time. and in 2 years' time, and in 3, I could go on, couldn't I? Just stand for election. And I look forward to seeing you back in the club next week with champagne.